My financial situation was terrible until I implemented this, and that was... Alrighty, in this video, I will be breaking down 3 mindset shifts that helped me change my financial story in the hopes that maybe, hopefully, it can inspire you to change yours too. Now, total disclaimer, we gotta get this out of the way. And this is gonna sound a little weird, so just bear with me. This is more mindset and mind-shifting advice rather than financial advice. I'm no Dave Ramsey, I'm not a CFP, I'm definitely not a crypto bro, but instead, as a student of hypnotherapy and as a master hypnotist, weren't expecting that, are you? I help people with habit control. That's the biggest thing I do. So I have helped people quit vaping, I've helped people find purpose in life, I'm specialized in helping people perform better at their sport, and almost always, it always comes down to habits. And I found that habits are actually the most common thing in financial stories that either make or break the story. So, due to my experiences and due to the experiences of some of my clients, I want to share some of the things that I started tweaking in my subconscious that really helped me change where my brain was going, and as a result, save a little bit more money and honestly be in the best financial situation that I have been in years. So, here we go with the first one. Find something worth funding for. Now, this one is kind of a variant off of one of Jordan Peterson's 12 Rules for Life, which is, I think it's the second one, and that is treat yourself as if you're someone you care about. Now, in the context of finances, I started putting in this hypnotic suggestion in my mind of save money as if you're saving up for something you care about. Because once you have a goal or once you have an idea of what you want and where that money's actually going, instead of just saving money because you can, it makes it easier, and sometimes it actually makes it more fun to save that money and to watch it build up. You know, and whatever that may be for you, that goal and that motivation are just as unique and just as different as every single individual. For me, that was saving up 6 months of rent. So that way, no matter what, you know, if the job market got unsteady and I went through, you know, a department-wide layoff, which I have been in before, I can be financially prepared. That also right now means tackling my credit card debt, tackling my student debt. And I switched my mind to where instead of saying, oh crap, it's the end of the month, I gotta pay my rent, I gotta pay my loans, I gotta pay this, I gotta pay that. Now, I'm setting it to this month, I am so much closer to financial freedom and so much closer to getting out of debt. And that's all because of that mindset shift. I now have something that is worth funding for. And in that example, it's freedom from debt. And that this doesn't have to be the expense thing either. You know, I genuinely believe in what Tony Robbins said in his book, Awaken the Giant Within, we're excited, where he said, money is a medium of exchange. Money is designed to come and go. It's designed to be spent. You know, it's also designed to be saved. You know, you should have a savings account no matter what, but treat yourself every once in a while. You know, whether that's like me and, you know, having the thing worth funding for be a computer where you have something that's strong enough to actually run the projects that you want to do. You know, and whatever that may be for you. It may be an upgrade for your car. It may be a really, really nice date with your significant other. It may be enough money for a 2-week vacation to where you don't have to worry about whether or not you have paid time off. All of those things go into play. But once you set your mind to giving yourself a goal to put the money towards, it becomes so much easier because now there's a purpose for the action of saving. Now I want to get to the second thing, and that is something that a lot of people my age or younger don't really think about, and something that I definitely took for granted when I was younger, and everybody was calling me out on it. I didn't want to believe it. I thought I was the exception. I thought maybe I was going to get lucky. No, this is so cut and dry. And honestly, my financial situation was terrible until I implemented this. And that was believing that I was deserving of the right job. I have worked a lot of jobs, probably more than somebody my age should have worked. But a lot of times it was because I think subconsciously I didn't feel like I deserved any other kind of job, or all of my jobs were in a specific niche, in this case, sales and marketing. And so I thought, because sales and marketing is all I know, aside from the occasional outliers here and there, I used to remove beehives for a pest control company, which that was a trip. And I worked in a restaurant as a cashier and a busboy as my first job. So I have skills outside of the sales and marketing industry, but I thought because sales and marketing was the majority of the thing I knew, I had to be a salesman and I had to be a marketer. And what that turned into was some of, if not two of the most unstable years of my life. Again, I had mentioned that department-wide layoff before. That happened at the most stable of those jobs. There were other jobs where it was an extremely unhealthy and even dangerous work environment. And there's always this fear in the back of my mind when I would work those jobs of, if you don't hit your quota, you're getting let go. That's the deal. And here's the thing, sales and marketing are great for certain people if it's the right fit. I realized a long time ago that that was not my fit, but I felt like I had to make it my fit. And then, come to find out a little bit later, once I kind of hit a reset button on my life, I decided to take up a job at the post office as a mail sorter. And that has actually turned out to be a tremendous change to my lifestyle. I mean, yes, it's a lot of hard work. I mean, as of this video, I'm in the middle of the Christmas season, and we are working 12 hours a day, 7 days a week for probably going into February. So almost 2 months straight. But for some reason, this is a better fitting job. And what that does with my financial situation is I know in my mind, I always have a paycheck. In my mind, I always have benefits. So those are concerns and stressors that are now gone. And I have the freedom to actually think about my budget, to actually save up for that money. Because now my mind is not occupied over whether or not I'm going to get paid, whether or not I'm going to be able to have money for food and gas. It's all there. It's all part of the paycheck that I know is constant and ongoing. And I guess that's another thing I would add too as a little bonus tip. When you're looking for the right job, part of finding the right job, at least for me, was finding something that matched your work ethic, matched your temperament, and is more than your survival rate. So often I had kept asking for jobs that would match my survival rate, but the result of that was I was always in survival because I made the bare minimum that I needed to live, which meant, yes, I had money for rent and groceries and all my debt and all of that, which was nice, but I never had enough money to put aside for a savings account. And that is also super stressful because if you lose your job, what do you have? So that's something to keep in mind. Look for and make sure you have the right job. And if you don't, or if you don't believe you do, make sure you have the mindset of being willing and being open to find what is the best deserving and the right fit of a job for you. Now, finally, number 3, control your cravings. That is something that you do not see results in the short term, but it pays tremendous benefits in the long term. So I'll tell you right now, my biggest advice, coffee. Anybody who has known me for 5 seconds will tell you, I love coffee to a fault. right? And what that turns into sometimes is that's about $5 a day, which then turns into $35 a week, which then turns into $150 a month, which then turns into too much money I can do off the top of my head. Maybe like $14.50 a year. I just kind of pulled that number out of thin air, so don't quote me on that. But all I'm getting at is, because of my craving for coffee, it is this silent little wallet killer that I don't know about until I check my checkings account and realize, oh my God, where did it all go? That's the danger of cravings. And I'm guilty of it. I'm human. But what I found for me that was actually super helpful, that a lot of people don't know about, is something called EFT tapping. Now, EFT is short for emotional freedom technique. And it's essentially an acupressure technique done in a certain sequence on certain parts of the body. So this is kind of the first part of it right here. It looks a little silly and a little weird, but what I found when I was doing that in my hypnotherapy classes was it actually resets your body so that you don't have those cravings anymore. And you can control them to where they are not as overwhelming. I got to see it in the moment in that class. I got to experience it for myself. And, I still have to do it sometimes when I feel like I'm having too much coffee. And I also had to learn this for clients who were experiencing weight loss issues or habit control issues. That's a great way to do it. And if you want me to record a video that does EFT so you can change your cravings to build that financial story, leave it in the comments below. I would love to know, and I would love to help in that regard if I'm able to. So, in conclusion, the 3 mindset shifts that changed my financial story with the hopes of it changing your financial story if you need it were: number 1, find something worth funding for to get that intrinsic and extrinsic motivation and that goal. Number 2, find the right job to eliminate financial stressors and to build the belief that you are deserving of the right job. And number 3, watch your cravings through whatever that may be, hypnosis, EFT, whatever that is, to avoid sneaky little transactions that you don't think about until it's too late. And as a little bonus too, get a financial mentor. If a mentor worked for Frodo and if it worked for Luke Skywalker, it can help you too. And that really allows you to tailor and customize your financial story to where it's the best one possible just for you. And that's all I got for today's video. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you would like to see more videos about stories, whether that's original stories being told, whether that's ways to change your story, or whether that's stories that I study and explain why they're so effective, stick around to the channel and welcome to the community. In the meantime, I will see you in the next one. Bye.